Howdy. Welcome to this week's episode of Vikings, Outlaws, and Cowboys. I'm your host, Viko the Bearded One. I'll be joined today by my co-host, the Jarl, and of course, the Peregrine Falcon, Bjorn. Today, we're going to just do a recap of our meetup down in Salt Lake City. We're going to talk about the importance of being around people and getting to know new people and bringing those people into your life. We have a great section today on Bigfoot. Experiencing Bigfoot, everything else about it, as well as our upcoming meetup out in Texas. We look forward to hanging out with you for the next hour and a half. Enjoy the show. There we go. That's better.
Better?
Yeah, better. Howdy. Welcome to this weekend's episode of Vikings, Outlaws, and Cowboys. I'm your host, Viko the Bearded One. You can call me JT. I'm joined, as always, with by my permanent co-host. That was rough. Alex the Jarl Martinez. How's it going, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Oh, you know, I'm just trying to recover from a week of crazy, man.
Yeah, we took a week off.
Yeah, we did. There was no possible way to do a podcast in the same location.
No, we may have overshot that one a little bit. Or we were a little, I forget the word, but we were a little ambitious. We were a little too ambitious, I think.
I would say that we're very much turning older than we think that we are. So we think we can still drink and party like we used to.
Right.
You know, but we can't. So there's that. So I guess let's just do a real quick recap. So first off, what are you drinking there today?
It is January, and I have the gin. So
okay. So you're finally getting caught up with the rest of the world, huh?
Yes, yeah. I didn't want to promote something that I wasn't going to participate in.
Well, I made a bougie because I'm trying to be like you. You're my idol. A gin and tonic. So I'm rocking the Beefeaters gin today. If Beefeaters, if you're listening, I'm not opposed to free samples.
Right, I have aviation in mind.
I would also Ryan Reynolds if you're listening. We'll trade you. We'll do
a booze swap. Yeah.
Let's do a booze swap.
Mead for gin.
Mead for gin.
It's kind of like gin.
Not at all. Awesome. So think about this. We've been we're coming up on a week from the meetup down there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So yeah, it was a week. Yeah, that was really fast.
That was a way fast week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're over a week fast.
Now. Yeah, I had to go out of town. I was in the glorious California.
I was in Salt Lake, and then I came back up here and didn't want to do anything because we drank for a couple days straight. And yeah, it was just exhausting, but it was great. Great turnout.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had a good mixture of people, and I think everybody kind of they commingled. You know, everybody, they got out of their groups and was walking around and talking to everybody else, and it was funny because people didn't really know. Just the looks on people's faces when they first got there and walked outside, they didn't really know what was going on, whether it was just regular bar crowd or whether it was us or but they knew what they were looking for. They just didn't see us right away. It's pretty funny.
It was kind of crazy. I mean, conservatively, I'd say we had 50 people. If we're gonna go like the opposite of conservative, liberally, if you will, we had about 70 people. So I think the sweet spot, we said we had 59 and a half people. There was a couple short people there.
Yeah. Well, and there was a lot of people rotating in and out too. So people coming and going.
It was crazy. Yeah. I mean, I don't think that I spent maybe more than 3 minutes talking to you.
No, I didn't see you the whole night.
It was crazy.
We were commingling apart.
Yeah. I feel like we're good hostesses. Our spouses would be proud.
Yeah. No, we're better apart in situations like that.
Most definitely. Most memorable night or part of the night.
I think it had to have been. Well, we were smoking. I was out there smoking cigars all night, but seeing Ray show up with his Jazz jersey was pretty epic. That made me laugh.
Yeah.
And Ray was having himself a real good time. But we got to meet a whole lot of people that I never met too. So that was fun. That was fun for me. And it was fun to hear people's reactions to the podcast and what they thought about it and everything too, because they had heard us, and some knew you, some knew me, just from people that have listened, people that have been brought to it, some brought by you, some brought by me, but meeting those people that knew who you were or knew who I was, but I had no idea who they were. We're meeting for the first time. That was kind of one of the weird things of doing a podcast, right? It just people seeing you and knowing you, but you not having any idea, but still being excited to meet everybody,
Every part of you from what I saw, every single part of you from what I saw, you're like, oh no, the social media monster has got its hooks in me and I'm trying not to be part of it. But then, you're such a good co-host with everything. You're like always super personable and kind. Well, not always kind, but definitely personable.
I try and be kind. I'm less kind to you.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's what happens when you hang out as much as we do. It was a very interesting thought. I think my favorite part of the night was not the jersey part. There's a story behind that. I'll tell that story. But when Robert walked in and we're all wearing our cowboy hats, all of us, and he looked right over at me and he's like, "You motherfuckers! The one time I don't wear a cowboy hat, you all wearing your cowboy hats?" And we're like, "Yeah, dude, we always wear them when we go out."
I was gonna say it was a Saturday night, dude. What was he thinking?
I don't even know. I had like 4 to choose from, so I took the bougiest one. I was just trying to keep up with you, of course.
I just got a little bit of beaver in your life. That's what you need.
All the beaver.
That turns out that hat place up there that we went to in Billings was, or no, sorry, yeah, Billings, right?
Yeah, we're in Billings.
Yeah, that place had a huge selection of that brand hat. What is it? The American? It's the one that's right behind you.
This one? Let me see real quick.
Yeah.
I always forget what it is.
Yeah, it's
an American Hat Company. That's super original.
American Hat Company. So I guess there's a huge run on those, and they're really hard to find.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, it's what I've been told lately, and that makes sense as to why they're so damn expensive. And that's all they had up there in that little shop, and that guy was cool as shit. Oh man, that old man was awesome.
Yeah, dude, that guy is like salt of the earth guy. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Salt of the earth guy. I laughed the first time I walked in there. Of course, I'm walking in. I've got a big beard, dreadlocks, tattoos, and everything else. And I'm like, I'm looking to buy a hat. And he's like, okay, what type of hat? You want a straw hat? You want a felt hat? And I'm like, well, I want a real nice hat for going out and dressing up. And he was like, do you know how to ride a horse? I'm like, oh, yeah, I totally could ride a horse. And he's like, but for real? I'm like, no, I'm not a bronc rider. Not even close. But he was kind of giving me a little bit of pizzazz because he thought at first that I was from California, which made me laugh. And then he was like, he was always just kind and joking and throwing a little.
Oh yeah, no, he was
kind-hearted jabs.
Oh yeah.
I looked at him and he's like, "You from California?" I was like, "You from the Lonesome Dove?"
He was super cool awesome. To us. He was I went in there with Bond and we were looking around and I just about pulled the trigger on I think it was like a $600 or $700 hat, and he was gonna form it for me and everything, and I probably should have just done it, but
you would have been buried as soon as you got home in it.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, it was gonna be my funeral hat. But
for like right when you walked in the door.
Yeah, I would have got to wear it for like the 9-hour trip back home in the truck.
Oh man, that was awesome. So I think, additional to just making, point calling out Robert on the meetup. I think my favorite part was just like the collaboration of everybody there. There was not one table that became a click table, which made me super happy. I love that. I don't even know if I've heard my name called that many times in a night. My kids never called my name that much, but they're like they used to be like dad, 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 like kids do when they're young. And I don't think that I ever heard my name called that much before. It was great. We were both being called in every direction.
Well, it was fun because everybody had different stories and wanted to tell different stories. And that big like porch out there, it's a really big porch, but there was so many people there that it started to make it really small. I think we had every space but maybe one table
Yeah.
that
We
was that
we
was,
had
our people.
yeah, we had and there was just the one kind of where there was no tables or anything, which nobody really went over to, which is fine. It was cool though. It was a great interaction. So for everybody who came out, especially those that have a hard time getting out, there's a bunch of you that showed up that said, you guys struggle with things. Yeah, thank you for making it worth it. And I hope that the community that we're building as a team, that's not just me and the Jarl, that's all of us are building this community, right? To give back to each other, make sure we're all taken care of. Thanks for building that with us. It's really important that you guys take credit for that.
Yeah, I thought it was important to get everybody around each other too, because there was a lot of guys there that were like, well, I wasn't gonna come, but I thought, it might be cool to get out for a second. There was a whole table of guys that were like, screw going out, but they showed up for us, which that was pretty awesome. I can't thank them enough for that. That was really cool.
I mean, it was crazy because Tom got a hall pass. I don't
Yeah,
even know.
Tom got to come out.
I didn't even know. I was like, "What?" He's like, "What's up, my bitches?" And I was like, "I have not heard it." I was looking around. I heard it for like the echoes of eternity, like just kind of
Oh, I
a
know.
faint whisper in the wind. I was like, "No
You
way,
could
he's here."
smell a little bit of watermelon.
I was like, "Oh yeah." For the reference for the listeners out there, so Tom, Al, and myself, we go up to the Uintas hunting elk, and we get up, and it's Al and I are like in my truck with Tom in the back seat, and we roll down the windows. We're just waiting for, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. We're just trying to see if we can hear anything moving, any bugling, anything else like that. And all we hear is this. And I hope that sound. I want that sound effect to stick forever in your mind. And I'm like, Tom, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, oh man, I'm just vaping. Why does that smell like watermelon?
Elk
Because
love watermelon.
elk love watermelon. Just try to lure him in, man. And if you all ever meet Tom, he is one of the most kind, down to earth people you'll ever meet. Sometimes when you're hunting with him, his experiences are questionable.
Oh yeah.
Such as, yeah, man. I wanted to have a beer, but then I was drinking the beer and then I dumped it out and I filled up my beer can with water so that way nobody
So I
would
could look
tease
like
me.
so I could be one of the cool kids.
You did that around the campfire with us, remember?
Oh, that was great. And then we got him to. That was the last time we went. We got him to drink whiskey,
For
and
the first time in forever.
oh yeah, and we got Tom plowed.
He,
That
he
was
had a
great.
he had a ew yucky face on it.
He did, but he kept drinking it. Hey,
He was
hey, let me get some more of that.
he's like, oh, this is freedom. I forgot this.
Oh, it's too perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, seeing Tom there was awesome. I didn't
Look,
expect to see Tom. That was super cool.
there was a bunch of people I didn't expect to see. It was just kind of like surprise pop-ins, and it really kind of drove the importance of being around like-minded people that have different, like when we say like-minded people, obviously, we're all very similarly aligned with the fact that we just want to have a good community, right? You could have a different belief or a different whatever, come from a completely different background, but like-minded meaning that we're empowering each other to be better, right? And to call us if you have a problem.
Yeah,
So
it was yeah, like-minded in the, like you're saying, in the fact that everybody needs to kind of be around and get out and everything. But yeah, as far as having different views and everything, we don't really care. You know, it's more important just to get people out and get people doing stuff. Because if you get stuck in that cycle of just being at home all the time, and I totally do it too, because I've worked from home for 12 years, you know. So yeah, being in that cycle where you're at home constantly, it's important to get out. You have to get out and do something.
Today's year number 5 of me working at home. That's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Anniversary today.
Yeah, and you live out in the middle of BFE, so getting out is just as important for you.
It's BFM. Nobody fucking likes Egypt anymore.
That's true.
It's BFM.
Those pyramids
are in Montana.
Those pyramids are in the middle of a damn city, bro.
Fucking dumb. So, all right, cool. So we got some things coming up. Talk about it here in a second. We just chatted about the Texas trip, right? We kind of touched base on like the importance of being around people. I actually did a TikTok today on one. So this gal,
it was kind of funny because I didn't watch that TikTok until after we had kind of wrote down, or I had kind of wrote down, you know, what we were going to talk about tonight. So it was funny because it totally hit exactly. It was super creepy and weird.
It's because we're menstruating, bro.
Yeah, we were definitely
our cycles are synced.
We're so cycled up.
So bad.
Well, I need an aspirin and a Snickers.
Fucking for real. Just bring me some roses and tell me you love me.
Right. I don't even want you to mean it. Just tell me.
Just tell me. So for everybody who doesn't follow us on the TikToks, so it's the Bearded Viking Mead company that we're on. Weird, right? Surprise, surprise. Boom. Also shameless plug forever.
Yes.
So there was this gal that I was just kind of scrolling through my day because I'm like really just trying to procrastinate studying for my finals this week.
Just zombieing out.
Just like I don't even care. Like, what are we learning? Oh, we're gonna learn how to make some sort of mashed potatoes. I know how to make mashed potatoes. Yeah, they're making it wrong. Fuck that. You know, whatever. Anyway, so this gal she's on there and she's just like kind of basically reaching out for help. And you know, whether it's real help or not real help, it's not my problem, right? But she stated that she'd been diagnosed with autism and all of her friends were like turning their backs on her. And she analyzes things on as being on the spectrum as there's just like this category of responses and you're supposed to like put a mask on for any of your friends so your friends stay your friends. And I was literally watching it and I was like, I hate fucking being 40 because for no reason whatsoever, all of a sudden I feel like heart wrenched. I'm like, this poor gal. Like, what? And I'm like, Niagara Falls, Frankie, darling. Like, just sitting there like tearing up all of a sudden. I think I'm definitely older.
You're definitely menstruating.
For sure. Well, so, you know, on the TikTok, I just took the moment, wanted to let her know that she's part of something better in the world. Like people that are good, like you're going to find your people. They'll find you. Just be you. And you're not alone. It's super important. Like when you feel like you're alone, then you're on an island. And when you're on an island, the demons creep in and you don't have a support system and you have no way of like battling, you know?
Yeah, there's no way to get your mind off it either.
Yeah.
That's what even just go to the damn library, go to the grocery store or something, it doesn't have to be the bar or something crazy. It's just get out, see people.
Go find some, go do something that you're passionate about doing. If it's biking or walking, I mean, if you're walking in the woods, depends on the woods where you're at. You
should probably have bear spray or 4570 lever action.
Or I mean, I'm down. I'm in.
Dinosaur gun, T-Rex gun.
Yeah, stop them all.
Thanks, Chris Pratt.
Yeah, stop the tremors, right?
Oh man, that's old school.
Yeah, I'm old.
I like it. Kevin Bacon is the best.
Reba McEntire.
Oh yeah, Reba in Tremors. That was terrible career choice. I love those movies.
Just every part of their arsenal that I want. I wanted the elephant gun for so long, and then I shot like a 50 cal right? And I was like, just put it in my shoulder and shot it. You know, the
I
sniper
don't
rifle.
want it anymore.
I was like, oh yeah, I don't want a fucking elephant gun. There's no like, this is high tech and it fucking hurt. Like,
Yeah.
Whatever.
Screw
And if you
that.
guys are gonna call me a bitch, it's fine. I don't care. I will still shoot every 50 cal round that you give me. Just please donate your $17 round to my collection. I would love to.
If you want to, if you're buying rounds, I'll shoot it all day.
Forever.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, we're trying to build a meadery, so
so we don't have money for that.
we don't got money for that.
Your donations will be accepted at the Bearded Viking Venmo.
Yes, absolutely. So it was cool because we kind of like linked up on that, just like you said. It was kind of ironic. I feel like we're like, and it's not just me and you; it's the entire culture of the organization. You know, we really do just want to give back. And there's nothing in it for us because we don't care. I'm just tired of my friends clearing their mind, just like you.
Well, and it's just one of those things where there's, veteran or not, there's so many people that are good people that just decide that that's the easy way, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the easy choice, I guess. But I don't know. It's something that we don't want to see anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's another aspect to this too, right? So like, we as men don't get celebrated, right? So we talk about men's mental health, right? That's because we're men. I can't talk about anybody else's mental health because I don't know that. I just know what it's like to be a man, right? That's all I know, right? So one thing is we can talk about the negative aspect, which we dive into a little bit to make sure that everybody's grounded and understands their truth. But the purpose of our podcast is not about that. No. It's about celebrating our wins and talking about and showing people a roadmap of how to hang out if you don't know how to hang out. So for instance, if that gal ever listens to our podcast, you could use this as a forum, just like a template to hang out. Like call your homies, FaceTime, do your thing.
For sure.
Yeah, talk about all of the dumb. Like,
well, it's so easy to find something fun or find a triumph in something really, really shitty.
Yeah.
And I think we do that a lot because sometimes, things are not fun, right? But after they're over, it was a lot of fun. And, you get to tell stories about it. We didn't think that we were sitting in the truck at 4 a.m. and Tom with his douche flute and his watermelon was gonna be something to write home about, but it ended up being hilarious. Right. And it's just the way he played it off,
I'm pretty sure that as soon as both of us were like, "What the fuck are you doing?" it clicked in his brain, and he just wanted one or two more puffs to prove a fucking point. And they
I'm pretty sure he put it away for the rest of the day.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot. Elk can smell things. They're super smelly. Got it."
Huh. Weird.
So I mean that's really important, right? So those kind of memories, like my best memories, are in the darkest times in the military. The most fucked up situations when you just look over at your friend and you're like, "Are we doing this?" And they're looking at you like, "Are we doing this?" And you're like, "We're fucking doing this.
All right,
we're doing it." And then when you get through the dark time, you sit and you bullshit about it with your friends for the rest of your life.
Oh yeah, and it's funny because Steve Ranella, big time, the meat eater, right? The hunter and fisher and just all around Billy Badass of backcountry hunting. He has, and I'm paraphrasing, I'm going to butcher it if I try and say it word for word, but it basically goes along the lines of the best times that you'll ever have or the worst times that you've ever had.
Yeah, so accurate.
You're absolutely in the shit, but you're there together with your buddies, and then all of a sudden 10 years down the road, hey, remember that one time? And then it becomes funny, and it's a living story.
That's actually a hilarious. So at the meetup, and by the way, just so everybody knows, we're calling it a meetup forever and ever and ever. Doesn't mean that they're always going to be mead there. So we actually had a lot of people ask that question. Is there going to be mead? We're not allowed to sell anything, right now.
In Utah or anywhere else.
Anywhere
but
else.
Once we can,
then we'll have
quite
mead
possibly there could be some mead.
But the point of this is also we're bringing people together. We want people to get together. We want you to film. We want you guys to talk, tag us in this stuff, hashtag meetup, spread it, make it fucking wildfire, right?
Yeah,
It just takes a spark.
I haven't been sent any videos yet of people in their own meetups, so send videos.
Fucking slackers. Come on.
Yeah, tag us.
Fuck,
do something.
Man. We're just asking one thing. We're not even we're just asking one thing. Just one thing. Fuck.
Send us your party.
Yeah, fucking tell us about the last time that you were hanging out with your boys and you guys were out shooting and somebody decided that they thought that they could shoot 45 and hit targets accurately at 100 yards and you just talk shit for the entire day about them missing. It's fine.
just
or something. If they nail it, film that shit and tag us in it. I want to fucking know, man.
Yeah, I want to know cool shit.
Yeah.
Make me laugh.
I had a great experience. This is a different experience than just the funny one with Robert. But so there's a sergeant that I worked with, and I was a Lance Corporal. I was a punk ass kid, weird. His name's Sergeant Olson, right? So he hated the fact that I knew all the things I needed to know and didn't carry myself like a Marine because I was a fucking Lance Corporal. I was a fucking hotshot kid who didn't know a damn thing about anything, but I could read a book and memorize it real well.
Books.
Fucking books. Book smart nerd. So I had this moment with him where he was like, I never hated you, right? And I was like, well, let me check tape. Where's that red flag?
Like, thanks, man.
I appreciate it. I'm pretty sure you fucking hated me. 900% sure. And then and so we're sitting there and this is the first time I've seen him and talked to him in, I don't know, 20 years, 10 years, 15 years. Long fucking time. Long fucking time. Yeah. And he's like, the thing that bugged me the most about you? And I was like, what's that, dude? And he's like, you just knew too much for your own good. And I was like, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. And you smoked me because I was too smart. This is the monkey fucking a football fucking moment.
Yes.
Or whatever it is. And I'm like, we're here. Got it. We have come full circle. But, he actually sat down and he was like, man, I really think what you're doing for people here is awesome. And I told him at the time, I'm not doing it. People are doing it. I'm just talking with my buddies. That's all I'm doing. I'm just hanging out with my friends.
Yeah, everybody's. It's everybody.
Together.
Yeah, it's everybody that's bringing it together. It's, we barely even facilitated it. We told everybody where we were going to be, what date and time. And that's it.
I mean, I apparently put the fucking wrong time on the Facebook site.
I mean, that's just a going thing for you.
I mean, whatever. It's fine.
Times are hard.
Yes.
Like actually putting in times to meetings and stuff is hard.
They also keep a change in.
Yes, they do. I hate you. You're stupid. Anyway.
Yeah, but am I stupid or are you stupid for laughing at my stupid?
I don't know anymore.
Oh, that was a good laugh. All right, cool. So,
but bringing it back, the importance of being around people, I think it's huge. Get out, get around people, and try. You don't have to make friends everywhere you go, but just try and get out. Go talk to people. I know sometimes it's hard, especially for the introverts, but for the most part, people are pretty nice, and you can sometimes you help them by bullshitting with them or making them get outside their comfort zone because they're talking to a weird bearded guy with dreads or a guy that looks like a terrorist or something when he has a big long beard.
I was just thinking like a fat Luigi.
Oh, that's rude. I'm not even Italian.
Whatever. You got a good beard.
It's got gray in it now. It's bullshit. I've been told that I'm scary, so.
I mean, you are kind of, you have that poo face where it just kind of, you walk around looking like you're trying to hold in a fart forever.
Maybe I am.
I mean, you probably are, because I do. You don't trust a fart.
You can't. No, you can't.
No.
Getting too old to do that.
Fuck no, man. That's a bad choice in life.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrible. You know, I actually have been in the past like 2 or 3 years, probably a little bit longer than now. So here, I think this is something that's lost on humanity. I think somewhere along the lines, the Karen became the in thing to do. And if you're a Karen, just go ahead and unsubscribe, unfollow. You don't gotta be an asshole. What I do, and it's a model that I try to roll out for my kids, right? And for anybody who, for whatever reasons, thinks I'm like a good person, it's really just about me trying to make sure that somebody else is happy, and it makes me happy, right? So I'll go to the store, and that person who's sitting there, who's like scanning, and you're at Costco on a Saturday because you chose violence that day.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, but your wife sends you. You go to Costco on Saturday. You're there, and that cashier is just like, oh my god, man, I have literally all of the people in the store to check out.
Right.
It's just never going to end, right?
And all of the hangover. The checker always has the Friday night hangover.
And you walk in and you're like, you're getting to check out, and you're pissed off because you've been standing in line for 45 minutes.
Right.
To check out. And you look at this person and you're like, I could be short or I can be nice.
Right.
It doesn't fucking cost you anything.
Right. It's not their fault you chose Saturday, asshole.
Yeah, you fucking chose violence yourself.
You did this to you.
You fucking did this. And the other thing too, though, is like, you never know what that butterfly effect is, which, by the way, brings us to the paranormal. We'll talk about that in a second. Dun, dun. Foreshadowing. That's your catchphrase. Foreshadowing.
Catchphrase.
No, stop it, Vito. So, you know, the thing is it really kind of does create a ripple effect, right? How many people, when you just say, hi, good morning, hope you have a great day, like, even if you're faking it in your heart of hearts, you're faking it.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't even hurt them. Like, and
No.
it makes you feel, I don't know about you. Like, I don't actually know about you on this one. But like, when you say something kind to somebody and they smile and they genuinely smile and say it back, they smile from their cheeks, right? All the way up here.
Uh-huh.
And they're just super happy that somebody was kind to them. And I just get like this warm fuzzy, like I just took a shot of whiskey and I was healing my soul.
I think it's pretty funny when, you know, people aren't expecting you to say anything to them, or, you know, a guy like me walks up and am chatting their ear off because I don't really care. You know, a lot of people don't realize that they have put themselves in the situation that they're in. They're looking for somebody to blame, but just that funny scenario, it's like, no, asshole, you're the person that took yourself to Costco on a Saturday. Or, you know, yeah, exactly. But in so many of life's situations, you are the doom. You've created that monster for yourself. It's nobody else's fault, but it's up to you to stay positive and get out of it, you know?
Yeah, and sometimes it just takes one smile. That's pretty much it, man. Some kind words, something, right?
Yeah.
Like, I feel so good whenever I do that, you know, because I do make dumb choices often. See my past two marriages. But
it's a quick plug.
Anyway, so I do make dumb choices. You make dumb choices. We all make dumb choices. There's at the Bearded Viking, we're building a culture internally that we're exposing to the world because we want the world to see it. And it's not anything new. Jocko Willett preaches about it. It's just taking ownership for your actions for everything.
Yeah.
Like, you could point fingers all day long at the rest of the world. It doesn't matter. Like, I could point fingers at the president and be like, you fucked up and you made my gas prices go up, right? But then I have to turn around and be like, I didn't vote, right? And this goes on and on and on. Not going down the political path. We don't do that here. But, like, you know, you could point fingers at everything in life, or you could just say, you know what? I'm embracing the moment.
Here we go.
And let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. You know, and it's really important for people to understand from my perspective and just the way that I live my life. Like, I'm just fucking stoked that I'm alive. Like, every day.
I'm just happy to be here, man.
Yeah, man. Sign me up, bro. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah. You know. So
yeah, I think it's important people just be nice to people. You don't know what the fuck is going on in their head.
Yeah, I don't care who you are or what you are or whatever it is. I don't give a shit.
Okay. Eye contact. Eye contact is always super important.
I
feel like nobody looks at each other anymore.
Oh, my favorite
game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my favorite game in the whole world was
Let's do this.
Let's go. One of my favorite game in the whole world was taught to me by a good friend of mine, Fred Villas. When we were on recruiter duty together, right? We'd pull up to the stoplight, and we would just look out the window and make eye contact with the person right in the gov. Yeah, right. Yeah. Make eye contact with the person next to us on the light from the light, right? And just wait until, and we would be like, "Did you leave? Did you blink? Did they move?" And you wouldn't even be looking at each other. You'd just be talking back and forth to each other. And it was literally like the best game ever because it literally made people like look at you. Unfortunately, sometimes they would wink and then it would throw you off your game and you just laugh so hard for no reason, or then you make a kissy face.
Right, just like a great time. Fun though,
yeah. I used to do it when I had a motorcycle too. I'd roll up next to the people on my motorcycle,
flip up the visor.
I'd flip up the visor and just look, and then I'd just be like, then when they finally make eye contact and they'd try to stare away, I'm like, me, you, me, you, me, you, paper, rock, scissors, let's fucking go.
Let's do this.
I did so many paper, rock, scissors, battles at stoplights.
It's just fun.
Yeah. And that possibly that most of the time whenever I'd lose or whatever, they'd fucking like laugh and whatever. And that just made my day. That's the only reason why I was doing it. I wasn't doing it for their enjoyment. I was just trying to have fun.
Yeah, just bored. Let's have
stoplight in Utah. Yeah. It could be 10 seconds. It could be 3 hours. We don't even know.
Right. You never know here.
Okay. So we foreshadowed.
We did foreshadow. Dun dun dun.
There you go. That's your package. Hey, by the way, if you guys think that the Jarl needs a catchphrase, please send in any advice. And your brother doesn't count.
I don't know. I don't know why you don't like catchphrase as a catchphrase.
It's terrible.
Catchphrase.
No, it's not even who you are.
Huh.
No. It has to be something that's you.
We'll see.
Well, we will. But feel free to populate his inbox. It's Jarl _BVMCO on Insta.
Thanks.
I hope that you guys swarm him. Please swarm him. Go follow him. He has like 17 followers.
If you guys, I have more than that.
19 and a half.
I post things. Sometimes I repost a lot.
A lot of reposts.
Yeah, I repost a lot.
Yeah, it's better when you do the content.
I mean, I've had some good things. I have a really good punt of a Keystone Light
over a Mead. It's fair enough.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I'll punt that shit all day long. I have something to show everybody, but mostly I'm just doing this so you can be jealous. Sometimes in life, you are given gifts.
Oh, you got the Yingling, huh?
Yeah.
Where'd you get that from?
I have sources.
Oh, okay. I saw you sipping on one earlier.
Yeah.
And when you did your TikToks.
Yes.
And I was curious. I knew what that was.
So, I'm opening the Yingling because I'm out of gin now.
Yeah, I'm out of gin as well.
So now we need to move into what we all came here for.
Oh yeah.
We need to move in here.
Okay. Is it time?
It's time. Okay.
It's time.
So last week we introed into the shit that we talk about all the fucking time when we're together. And not just us, but everybody that's with us. Except for Tito. I don't actually know. I don't even know if he believes in anything. Other than what Dana tells him to do.
He believes in Lululemon and nice comfortable shoes.
What's the boba tea? He also believes in boba tea.
Oh yeah, you gotta go visit their boba tea shop.
What's it called?
It's called Spill the Tea.
Okay, go visit Spill the Tea.
It's awesome. I tried boba one time eons ago, and it was terrible.
Fucking terrible.
And I went in there, and they mixed me up a drink, and it was the shit.
I feel bad because we missed out on getting over there because we had our meetings run so late. So
I felt bad. Yeah, we owe him big time. So if you're in Utah and you like boba tea or you like fun drinks,
how about just supporting a veteran?
Oh yeah, support a veteran. Yeah, check out that Spill the Tea. I think I have their handle right here too. It's Spill the Tea Utah on Instagram. So go check it out. They do really cool stuff. They have nice, friendly people there that are making your favorite drinks.
Well, non-alcoholic drinks.
Well, non-alcoholic drinks, yeah. And you know what? Summertime, I hear that drink is really, really good during the summer.
You know, I'm interested to try because the last time I had boba, I was like, what the fuck? Why are there these little, like, baby octopus balls in my fucking
What are
drink?
these things?
What are these, and why are they here? And people like, oh, eat them, and then you bite into them, and it's not great.
Oh, no, these ones were good. These ones were good.
Okay.
Yeah, well, they definitely changed my mind on the whole boba tea thing.
I'm in. I got to listen, I've been a skeptic. I will go.
Yeah, I was too. I was like, dude, I'm just coming here to support you. I don't like boba tea. And then they made me one, and I was like, oh, shit, this is good. And they have one called the Okinawa.
Oh, Jesus.
I got to go back.
Okay. So Tito, when we were doing our meetings, he was like, dude, we've got a pineapple mango one. And listen, I love the thought of pineapple and mango because it means that I'm not working.
Right. Tropics.
Just in general. Yeah.
It's tropics.
It's just tropics.
Yeah. 100%.
Like, just throw a little hat, not a little hat, but a little umbrella. Yeah. Fucking call it good. Yeah.
A lot of tequila.
Or, yeah, that. Yeah. I drink tequila, I get naked. It's the thing. I can't.
If you're on the beach, who cares?
A lot of people. Shore Patrol.
Well, in America, yeah.
Yeah. No, fuck them. Anyway, fun busters. All right. Here we go.
Supernatural.
The supernatural.
The weird shit.
The weird shit. All right. We started off last week with Bigfoot and giants. We're going to expand on Bigfoot. We'll talk about giants next week. I think that'd be a good idea. But let's go. Okay.
Let's go.
My very first thing. Okay, so there's two questions that I have for you.
Okay.
In order. Number one, when did you start believing in Bigfoot? And two, how can you scientifically, not like the science that's in the world today, but like old school science, possibly prove it?
Okay. The first one is going to be 2009.
When you were
at Bridgeport.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm a grown ass man with a gun running down the damn trail.
Okay.
So that's number one. Okay. So I'm pretty sure that was a real thing, or one of the staff got me really fucking good. But I don't think it was the staff.
They would have to, if it was staff, they would have to leave the vehicles that they were driving and the heat and like the fatty kid meals they had that we couldn't eat. So.
Right. Exactly. All the good shit. I think as far as proving it, like, I'm not a scientist, but I've watched a lot of these shows, and that one, I think it's called like Hunting Bigfoot, but they take like a scientific approach to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have like some ex-military guys too, or former military guys rather. And these former military guys are like, fuck it.
They're probably ex. They probably did some shit.
I don't know, dude. This one guy, he's like an old salty son of a bitch. Like, he was a master sergeant or something. But they pushed in to like really weird areas, right? So the big tree bends, and found some really weird shit that looked like huge beds and dens and stuff like that. But it couldn't have been done by a bear, because like thumbs and stuff. And then what really solidified it, like scientifically? Oh, you there in the blue.
Oh, no, I was just doing the bear.
The thumbs.
The bear
The
thumb.
thumbs.
The little guy, not a big one. Okay.
The thumbs. So, freaking missing 411, Politis, and he starts talking about portals and weird shit, and I was like, oh, that's why nobody can get him on camera. That's what, I'm like, it's electricity and the cameras don't work. I made it work for myself, right?
Yeah.
Coming up with your own theory.
You went down you took the blue pill.
Oh, dude. No, I red pilled all the way, and I was just down the rabbit hole.
Whatever pill fucking Neo takes.
That's the red pill.
Took.
That's the
Is
yeah.
It?
Yeah,
okay.
The red pill, man.
Fact check. Where's the fact checker? I thought it was a blue pill. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I mean, this is that might also be one of those Mandela effect things.
Oh, it was the red pill, and now it's the blue pill. Now we got to go back and watch the Matrix, see if that's all fucked up now.
Yeah. Interesting thought, by the way, just to caveat, just to divert a little bit for everybody. Did you know that the Matrix is actually the follow-on series to the Terminator? Leave that there for you. I'll let it stew.
I call bullshit. Whatever.
Just think about it. Skynet happens. They scorch the Earth. Now all of a sudden you have AI versus humans.
This is terrifying.
Yeah, right? Okay.
Where's John Connor when you need him?
John Connor was the original Neo, bro. He was the one.
Dude.
Now I'll let your mind fucking melt for a minute while I talk about those same two questions for me.
Wow. I need whiskey after that.
Right? Okay.
It makes a lot of sense.
It makes too much sense.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah. Oh, here's another thing on that same note. Another thing that's going to blow your mind, right? People think that deja vu is a glitch in the Matrix. They say that shit, right? But deja vu is not even that. It's not even a dream that you thought about. All deja vu is all of the alternate universes that have you in it converging in through one moment in time and passing past each other.
So it happened earlier to one of your other yous in a different.
Now, it happens. So it feels like you've already felt it, but that's because everybody's feeling it. Like all of the versions of yous feel it at the same time. Anyway, I'll put another pin in that. There's another thing for you. You're welcome. Thank you, sir. You fucking dicks.
Yeah. The devil. Anyway.
So my first time. So as a kid, obviously I watched Harry and the Hendersons. Why wouldn't you?
I love that movie.
It's a fucking great show, right?
You know, the same guy that played Harry played the Predator.
It makes sense.
This guy was huge.
Giant.
But legit, same guy.
That's awesome. Also, he should have probably played Chewbacca.
I think the Chewbacca guy was even taller.
That's crazy. That's also called an Niflheim, but that's fine.
Plus, it was like 10 years later, though, too.
Whatever. Giants don't age appropriately.
Right.
Anyway, so I saw it and I was like, ha 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 ha, right? And then I saw the original Bigfoot video, right? And then there was like the whole like conspiracy and all this stuff. Like, whatever. But the thing for me was, you know who Les Stroud is?
Yeah, I love
Survivor
Man, yeah.
Survivor Man, right?
So it's the best.
I used to watch a ton of Survivor Man shows when I was in, and I did like Man vs. Wild with Bear Grylls because like it doesn't matter if dude's staying overnight.
It was still good entertainment.
Yeah, and he also still taught you real things. Like, did you know that you could pee into a snake's skin and drink it 2 hours later? I didn't.
Don't want to.
But I mean, now you know you can. It's totally fine, right? But they taught you a lot of basic survival skills, and I think the majority of it was I was just excited to see like people surviving and going to places that I always wanted to go to. So Les Stroud builds this huge, crazy reputation for himself, and then he does the fucking Making Bigfoot series in like 2012 or 11 or whatever it is, right? Or surviving Bigfoot.
So you're saying you didn't like actually believe until after you saw the Les Strauss?
Well, I just that was the moment. I was like, you know, if that dude is actually like buying into it, and he's not doing it because like that's not a realm that a survivalist actually makes money on. They actually lose money, right? They like you go from being a survivalist where you're in the woods all the time, you see weird shit, sort of. Maybe sometimes, maybe you don't know. You sometimes just mostly starving, so you can see whatever the fuck you want. You could be on a peyote fucking walk, bro. Like, you could be on a spirit walk,
just tearing it up. Yeah,
yeah. Like nobody knows because you're out by yourself. Nobody knows what you're fucking doing, right? And so when he said, "I'm going to do this," and then he made a follow-on series and a follow-on series and a follow-on series, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And so
it's because he was a skeptic.
Yeah, he was a skeptic. It made it real for me. Okay, so you're a skeptic. Because like you watch some of these and you're like, Chewbacca call. No, man, we're not in fucking North Dakota. There's no tundra Wookiees here. Stop trying to mate.
Right.
Like, stop. And then like start doing tree knocks and shit. And then
it was a bear. It was a bear.
Yeah, it's a bear. until you actually hear a tree knock around you. I mean, you're just like, whatever. As soon as you hear a tree knock, okay, we're walking to the clearing, right? Like I did last time. So that's when I started to believe, right? Now, plausibility. Here's the plausibility. So, in every single continent currently to date, Sasquatch, the hairy man, whatever you call him, Bigfoot. And it's not just one thing, by the way. It's a species. So make sure we all understand that. It's a species. Right? We're super nerding out right now, so I'm going down the fucking rabbit hole. I'm taking the pill. We're going down the pill.
I'm just saying, if the Indians say it's real,
it's fucking real.
It's probably real.
Yeah. So they...
From like aliens to Bigfoot.
Yeah. So like you have all these hieroglyphics. Now, like you have hieroglyphics in the United States, all over the United States, whereas it has actual depicted humans.
So are you going into number 2 then now?
Yeah, I'm blurring
the science.
Lines.
You're going into the science.
I'm blurring the lines.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
I'm rolling.
You're going into number 2.
Here's the plausibility. Okay, here's the plausibility. So number 2, plausibility. Hieroglyphics, every continent has pictures of humans killing a deer and a big giant hairy dude, depicted as a hairy dude, in multiple locations, walking through and fucking like either attacking the humans or befriending the humans. It all depends on the mood, right?
Right, just doing hairy man things.
Yeah, whatever. So, what are you doing over there? You're making lots of noise. It's crazy.
Just trying to fix the thingy.
Okay, fair enough. He's sorry in advance.
Yes. Catchphrase.
No. Spill note. So the kicker was, for me, the plausibility, right? So Jane Goodall. If you're gonna ask a question to a primatologist or to somebody who's scientific, you have to have an understanding of like the master in that field. So Jane Goodall is on like one of those talk shows where it could have been Oprah, could have been Today, you know, Good Day America, could have been any
whatever
it was. And they asked her, all right, so you've asked, you know all of the things about primates, you know all the things about about apes and whatnot, and I have they were like, could Bigfoot or Sasquatch exist? And they're just joking around, thinking they're going to get a no, absolutely not response. And she says, no, it's plausible. She said, like, they were sitting in their camp and they kept doing explorations in Africa for like 6 years to try to find the gorillas in the mist, if you will.
Wasn't that in South America?
No, it was in Africa. There's Google. You gotta Google it while I'm talking. You gotta you gotta Google it while I'm talking. We don't have a Jamie.
We're doing it now.
Okay, so like it wasn't South America because I'm pretty sure there's no gorillas in South America. They're only in Africa. 900% sure. But whatever, it's fine. But they were doing. They'd been in the area for 6 years trying to do this, and they were running out of funding. And the gorillas were so quiet and so cognizant of their surroundings, they didn't let anybody know that they were there. And they were 100 yards away from their camp when they found them.
That's crazy.
So if that's a gorilla who people think is pseudo-intelligent, we're talking about a intelligent being meandering in the woods, all of a sudden it becomes very, very plausible, very, very quick for me.
Right? It was Tanzania.
That's called Africa. That's
yeah, it's super African.
All the way Africa.
East Africa.
Super Africa.
It's at East Side Africa.
Yeah, Jungle Africa.
Yeah.
Congo area.
Right. Huh.
But yeah, so she goes online or like openly says, yeah, it's plausible. And then you rewind and you watch the Les Stroud stuff. And Les Stroud starts talking about tree structures. And he starts talking about like people putting like offerings and shit like that. And like they'll put an apple somewhere.
Yeah, they had the apple and they had the bars and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so they would put an apple, and then all of a sudden in the place of an apple would be like a perfectly laid out like flower. Now, listen, if somebody's going to that great length to fucking trick me, dude, I'm okay, cool.
Consider me tricked.
Yeah, consider me tricked. Because like that's not a thing. Like whatever. But when somebody who's very articulate and understands things speaks to that level of it, it's literally like an eye opener.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like they thought it through.
Yeah. And then I joined the search and rescue up here in Montana in the area that I'm in, right? Which is pretty awesome. I enjoy helping out my fellow man just in general. But the recovery rate for search and rescue for somebody who's gone missing with a known location is less than 5%. With an unknown location is like 0.00001. Right? So you're talking like this is a known location where somebody went and you still can't find them.
Right. And that's why Politis was talking about getting those personal like emergency GPS things that you just hit it if your shit happens and it sends a signal straight to search and rescue and like NOAA. So they immediately know where you are and can track you moving and stuff if you're moving. So if, Sasquatch decides that he wants burritos and he wants takeout and he rips you out of a tent and you're in your sleeping bag, rape whistle's not going to do anything.
No, I don't even think a 4570 would.
I mean, it would piss him off for sure.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about like basically a combination of a giant and a human, right? So you're talking about something that's smart enough to hide, understands that humanity is terrible, and then also at the same time is hungry enough to fucking live where there's open game constantly. Right? So it's a very, very weird realm because half the time when I'm fucking talking about it, I feel like I have to check myself. Like, hey, bro, do you know you sound fucking nuts? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking crazy.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll take it.
It's fine. It's whatever.
Well, like people talking about the forest going silent all of a sudden.
Oh, bro, that's what happened when I was in fucking up in the dark woods.
Yeah, it's scary.
There's no reason for the woods to go silent.
Yeah, the woods don't go silent.
No, man, when they go silent, it's not good. Like, there's some bad shit there's a murder about to happen.
Yeah.
Like, because, like, even you as a human walking through the forest, yeah, maybe the birds don't chirp as much or whatever, but you got the fucking tattletale chipmunks every time.
Yeah, asshole chipmunks and squirrels are always
every fucking time. They don't give a shit about you.
No, they're letting everybody know that you're there.
Yeah. Then there's also like
the elks.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. One day I'm gonna see an elk on the elk. Can't wait.
I always tell the damn elks.
One other thing too. So like, it's funny. So people always are like, well, if Sasquatch is real, why haven't we found bones? Now, granted, there was that recent discovery in South Carolina of a Bigfoot skull. It's at the Smithsonian being discovered right now.
Being lost is what
being lost.
Is what you mean?
Yeah. But here's the thing. How many times have you, in your entire life of being in the woods growing up, like me, have you ever found a coyote skull, a wolf skull, cougar skull, bear skull? When have you found any of those apex predators skulls or bones ever?
No, never.
You don't ever find them.
Yeah.
It's not like they don't exist.
Right.
And
yeah, I mean, most of the time, the only thing that you'll see is cattle, just regular cattle, wandered off, got by one of the apex, or an animal that somebody's already caped out and boned out and left it.
And they're maybe like 8 months old, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. Like they don't make it a full season. So it's real interesting, right? Because and there's actually a thought process behind that. So there's another biologist, I forgot his name, and he did a study on when a predator is injured. A predator, when they're injured, they don't just die there, because like if a predator gets injured, it's usually getting kicked in the head by a moose or some shit like that, right?
Right.
So they're not like thinking well, and they're hemorrhaging inside their brain, or maybe they have like internal bleeding. Well, what they do is they don't feel good, so they go back to their den, wherever that is, which is usually a rocky cliff face or in the woods or whatever, well into cover, because they know that they have to protect themselves from other versions of themselves, right?
Right.
So they go and hide. So if Bigfoot, Sasquatch, the hairy man, whatever he is, the Yeti, is really truly, a predator, then he's going to have the same kind of mentality, but just based off of scientific thought.
Well, there was I was watching a program that they were interviewing, I forget which tribe, but it was a Pacific Northwest tribe, and the question got asked, why don't you ever shoot them? Why hasn't anybody ever shot one? Because obviously, like, you think that your first reaction is to just shoot, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like for me, like I had a whole magazine full in an M9, but what's an M9 gonna do other than piss it off, right? So you're trying. It's like that whole like let's break contact, and until we're not breaking contact anymore.
It's not retreating. It's breaking contact.
It's breaking contact. Yeah. But you have that First Nation or Indian or whatever politically correct thing that you want to call them, saying that it was against the rules. It was against the agreement that his ancient people had with the hairy man. And if somebody shot one, then the hairy man was going to come and tear shit up. Like there wasn't going to be a tribe anymore.
I am out like a fat kid in dodgeball on that. Like literally, like nope. I will defend myself if I have to.
Right. It's like that story that I sent you of like the rabid squatch.
Mm-hmm.
That was supposedly up there at Bridgeport that was taking people.
Yeah.
Terrifying. And it was like during the time that I was up there too. So I was like, this is all coming together. There was a rabid squatch and he's taking people. Taking people during the winter package, the summer package, and then finally they sent a team to put him down or something.
You have to make choices in life, right? Like you have to.
Yeah.
Like they're just ripping bitches out of their fucking sleep.
Like Squatch got bit by his pet raccoon, and his pet raccoon had the rabies.
Yeah, that's fucking terrible. So you talk about missing 411. So there's the missing 411, the hunted.
Yeah.
Right. That actually happened the next county over for me. That happened in Sweetwater County, like the one of the instances there. So they go over a bunch of stuff, but the idea behind it is like basically there are multiple factors that cause people to go missing, right? Obviously, there's real life factors and there's other factors that are unexplainable, but there's always granite and water involved, and then a separation from the team, the group, random separation. Those are like, the three things.
And I haven't seen the new one yet, but the new one he gets more into like portals and weird things that have been reported like that. And I was like, okay, this is starting to make sense. And I've listened to some of his program on Coast to Coast where they have him on, and it blows me away. Some of the stuff that they've talked about with the portals and stuff like that, and guys that have hiked the same ridges in the same woods for 20 years. This guy he was hunting on his uncle's property, been doing it all his life, and then all of a sudden he came upon a mist and he couldn't see through the mist, and he looked around and it didn't seem like
Jane Goodall was there.
Yeah, something like that. But he was just he didn't know what to do, but he knew that he couldn't stay by the mist, and he put his arm in there, and he couldn't see his arm. So he pulled his arm out, and he went like 5 miles around where the mist was to get back to his truck. And there was another one, same kind of similar thing, where there was no mist, but the dude was on property that he'd been hunting forever, and all of a sudden he's looking around, and there's like a cabin there next to a pond. And there's never been a cabin or a pond or anything ever.
Getting fucking goosebumps from the cabin, bro.
I know, dude. And then he's like kind of discombobulated, and then an hour later, snapped back. And he knows exactly where he is, goes to his car, and gets the fuck out of there. And then for the last 15 years, he's been scouring that backcountry, trying to find that house or that cabin in that lake. Bro, and never seen anything.
Every part of that, like that's the story that I told, except for like I know exactly how to get to the fucking the Blair Witch cabin that we were at.
Right.
Right. I know exactly where that's at, but like everything else you said though is 100% what happened with me when I was up on the hunt, Brian.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Just randomly happens. But yeah, he's talking about, he's like, maybe there's just like these rips in time, in space or something, and
CERN.
Yeah, and these people just go missing because a lot of what he says is they find people when they find them right where they had looked 100 times on the trail or whatever. It's like they got plucked up or walked through this time warp and then got out of it. Yeah. They're like these kids that are 4 years old that hike 30 miles uphill, and there's no physical way. You've had a 4-year-old. I have a 4-year-old. Like, there's no way. He'd lay down and go to sleep.
I can't hike anymore. My arm's tired. My legs are tired.
I'm hungry.
I gotta pee.
Are we there? Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. Interesting. So I keep referencing CERN. So I know we have a little bit of a different agenda, but I think this actually ties into it, right? So what do you know about CERN?
Oh, dude, I know too much.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to say a lot because, like, I don't want people like be like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, but at the same time, I actually give a shit. But
all of a sudden, the bearded Viking goes missing from his house.
Oh fuck, yeah. I mean, there's also that too, right? So CERN, 2012, Mayan calendar ends, right?
2012. Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. Right. 2012, the God particle was discovered in Sweden. Sweden or Switzerland?
I think it's Switzerland.
That makes sense. Fucking non-choosing people. Love you all, by the way, if you're in Switzerland. But you understand what we're talking about. You guys have great watches. You guys have got great chocolate, hot chocolate. And
it's Switzerland.
Cool. Okay, cool. So CERN. They discover the God particle, which at the time nobody really understood, right? So it's the founding particle of all life, so to speak. Right. It's like the atom of atoms, if you will, the atom, and we don't have an E.
Ha 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 ha.
Right? ATOM. And you go down the path of like, you'll do a little research on your own. And like, there's a bunch of scary shit. Like, you can go the conservative route, which I recommend. You could go the medium route, Mead, EM route. Right? Or you could go the chaos route. Now, if you go the chaos route, you better be prepared for whatever you find, because there's a lot of weird shit. Everything ranging from a satanic cult to fucking Beelzebub, and all the shit being like like really the organization trying to open a portal to Doom, like the video game Doom. Like that is kind of the chaos route. We're not going to go that. We're going to go like down the route of, so they discover the God particle, and the God particle apparently collapsed. But when it collapsed, it merged us. This is a theory.
Well, it made like a black hole.
Yeah, and it merged us with our very next reality. Because in 2012 I had no direction. 2000, like, and then that happened, and all of a sudden I had direction. It's crazy. Not really, actually. I'm joking around with that.
CERN did you a favor?
I mean, it could be, yeah. In some realities, I'm awesome. In other realities, I'm not. Right? Whatever. It's fine.
Maybe you have a black beard in a different one.
That's weird. I'm not a pirate.
You could be.
Matey. So it's interesting because we're talking about the paranormal. We're talking about all these things that we do in our day-to-day conversations. But you and I have had conversations about this multiple times.
Yeah.
Just in bullshitting.
Like not even doing drugs.
No, I mean, it would be interesting if we ever if we ever get to level of Rogan and we're just doing DMT the whole time.
Just doing drugs.
Just doing DMT and just like experiencing the third eye awakening, if you will.
I think it's real, dude.
I think so too. I think so. So I bring up CERN now because they disappeared for a while, right? But they just announced that they were able to open or tear a hole in the space-time continuum.
Of course they did.
They did that at the end of the year last year. And they said they were able to see an alternate dimension.
I call bullshit that they could see the other dimension.
They probably saw the old dimension that they fucking tore down.
Right. So it always one day somebody's going to wake up and choose violence.
Yeah.
And, that apocalypse scenario where somebody's going to go through that building and there's just going to be a bunch of weird shit locked up in like sub-basement after sub-basement and stuff. Because isn't the thing like 15 miles long too, underground in a circle?
It's a giant circle, yeah. It's like some crazy ass thing. I got it while you're talking. You tell the story.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, at some point, somebody's going to bust into that place, and there's going to be just massive amounts of weird shit that's in cages in the basement or something. And I think that, like, the portals and stuff that they're saying that they're opening and everything, I think there's probably some natural occurring or some kind of natural occurrence that happens around the planet that stuff like that happens with. And I think that's the whole, like, Bigfoot's here, Bigfoot's gone, that type of thing.
Dude, 27-kilometer ring.
That's huge.
It's so fucking big, dude. Also, it's on 250 acres, which is 100 hectaacres. Did not know that was a thing. So 27 kilometers. I got you.
So it's like 15 miles, right?
Probably.
Kilometers to miles?
16.77. 60, yeah. Like
damn, I was miles. Close. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, get this man a drink. It's Mr. January.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Homage.
This is Mr. January coming at you.
It's crazy, man. Like, you think about it. It also brings up a lot of other things, like how much paranormal do we know about that's real, how much is not, and how much of the paranormal that you stem from CERN. Like, on next week's podcast, I think we need to talk about like ghosts and the validity of ghosts or entities or energies, because if we can say without a shadow of a doubt that there's a God particle, which has been proven scientifically, right? That is the particle that starts life, and probably.
But it's like they found it for like milliseconds, like.
Yeah, but I mean,
0.0000. Like,
bro, I saw angels. I saw angels and demons.
I'm just saying, like, how do you quantify that you actually saw it, made it?
I don't even know, man. I don't even know. The thing is with it, it's definitely a thought that you have to travel down the path of, right? So you have to travel down the path. They probably, if they can make a God particle, and they have some sort of accelerator, they probably have some sort of crazy photo finish camera.
Photo finish. Yes. A high
You know what I'm
speed
saying?
camera. Yes.
The highest of speeds.
Yes.
It's so high.
Like Joe Rogan high.
No. It's so high. I got you. It's so high it makes Charlie Sheen look sober.
That's not a thing.
See?
He's got tiger's blood.
Oof.
He's a
Woo.
bulletproof tiger.
I mean, there's that too, right? So after you.
Oh, we're on the Menzie.
We are.
So you have ghosts and weird shit. Ghosts and demons and weird shit. But so everybody thinks in their time they're living at the end of time, right? They're living at the end times.
Yeah.
But something is like, there's wars. There's World War I, World War II. Like everybody's like, oh, this is the end times, this is the apocalypse, and everything like that. They always pulled out of it and everything. I swear to God, dude, we have to be living at the end times, just because of all the crazy shit that's going on around us. And it seems like the frequency of ghosts and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, everything's coming crazy forward. UFOs
well, it's like,
are no longer UFOs, right?
Right.
They've been declassified. They're a real thing.
Yeah. And like, I think Russia declassified all of their stuff, and the UK declassified most of their stuff.
Dude, can you imagine being Spetsnaz and being like, I fucking died for this?
Yes, exactly.
I died to protect this bullshit secret.
Exactly. Yeah, through the Soviet Union and everything, the collapse, that they still protected that. They gave away nukes, but they protected the aliens.
Yeah,
but
fuck humans. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. Yeah, fuck humans.
But the frequency of like these sightings and people's experience, I think, is like ramping up. It's getting more and more. So like that like veil between our reality.
Too.
Is it?
It's Ghostbusters too.
Maybe a little bit.
A lot.
But I think that veil is like thin. It's getting weaker and weaker because weird shit keeps happening more and more.
Yeah, you can obviously tell that you've never seen the shows when I reference them, because like you're like, oh, okay.
Ghostbusters 2, I saw it like 10 years ago.
Bro.
And I love Dan Aykroyd just as much as the next guy, but you know.
No, I agree with you. Not to derail your conversation or derail your thought, but I agree. Things are accelerating crazy across the realm. Like they're just coming up to light. So it's a thing to think about, right? Obviously, it's not a thing that's a real thing. You got a little bit of sniffles there, big guy?
I think I got hit in the nose earlier, and you know how like when you get hit in the nose, it just like it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I need to get like hit in the nose again or something.
Well,
I'm dying.
You're dying. I love it. All right, cool. So next week we'll talk about spooks. We'll talk about our experiences with ghosts and not ghosts, and we'll talk about that. I think that we still need to follow up on homeboy who went dead in Jasper National Park or wherever. Like he had everybody, like he disappeared. He's no longer alive. His family's still alive. From the last podcast, but we should touch base on that. We should touch base on spooks. But we need to also touch base on Texas.
Yes, Texas. Before we do the Texas meetup, the first Norse pagan temple in 1,000 years has been built recently.
That's awesome.
Did you know this?
No, because I don't actually look at the interwebs most days because I like to have a happy day.
Tell me more though. So the Norse culture and the heathen ways, they're coming back. They're making their way back. So, and I think there was a whole lot more mysticism 1,000 years ago. And then you had Christianity come in and change a lot of the beliefs and everything. But yeah, this is, I think, that Viking way is coming back. So I think that there's going to be a lot of different takes on stuff in the coming months and years.
Yeah, I mean there was it was Uppsala, which was like the place where the heathens would with the Norse would journey to meet with the gods and walk with the gods, and that was whoever your deity was. And so a lot of people get twisted on this, right? So they think like if you believe in the Norse or the heathen ways that you have to focus on one specific deity. Well, so if you don't know, and this turns you off to our podcast, well, fuck off. I don't give a shit because I don't care who you worship. But I follow the Norse pagan belief. Um, I actually followed the deity of Odin because he gave his eye for knowledge. And if you've ever met me, if you send me down a rabbit hole to learn something, it's a fucking trip. I will learn every part of the thing. It drives people nuts because I'll be super good at that thing of just learning, right? I love the knowledge seeking. And so he gave up his eye to be the Allfather and to look at things. I follow Tyr. So if you don't know who Tyr is, Tyr actually is one of Odin's sons, and he put his hand in Fenrir's mouth while Fenrir was being bound, so that Fenrir is a Loki son. He's a giant wolf. He eats the world. It's a thing.
But I thought that tidbit would. I'm surprised you didn't know. Yeah, no, you gotta go and check it out now.
Now I just need you to text it to me. So I'm gonna go look at it. I'm gonna go check it out. Yeah, but anyway, so just on the notes of like the Norse beliefs, if you have any questions, I don't have answers for everything because I'm a white belt ninja when it comes to Norse belief. I'm just into it. Yeah, but I have a lot of friends that will help you out with it. Anyway, so interesting, by the way, that's coming up. I think we should do a meetup at the Norse Temple. That'd be dope to bring some offerings.
In Iceland.
Fuck yeah, let's go. Let's fucking go. All right, so final wrap up here. We've got a meetup coming up in Texas, 17th and 19th. We'll be in Dallas.
Ish.
Yeah, we'll be close enough that if you are in Dallas, you can commit to violence and drive against traffic or into traffic, whatever you want to do.
Ooh, yeah, drive to the country. Most likely be out to the country.
Yeah, we don't do. We try not to do cities.
There's good honky tonks.
Yeah, we're gonna be at a honky tonk. We're gonna be meeting up with Martin Antonio.
Get some live music.
We're gonna meet up with your nephews, Justin and Anthony, right?
Yeah, they're like rock stars and stuff now.
No, they're Tonky stars.
No, dude, it's like legit. They're playing with this big band now. This big act.
I just don't even like. I just don't like rock. The Rockstar reminds me of Metallica, and I hate Metallica. It's fine.
What?
We don't have time.
You're right. We don't. You should go flog yourself.
No, it's a childhood thing. Childhood issue.
I'm gonna get a pack of Marlboro Reds real quick.
No, fuck you.
This is gonna be a party.
No, I'm not doing it. I can't. Metallica, Marlboro Reds, and strawberry Christmas trees in the car. Terrible memories.
Yes.
Yeah, every part of that fucking speaks hate.
I know what I'm gonna pick you up.
I still have to send you your Christmas present, by the way.
Yeah, that rental car is gonna smell like cherries, Marlboro Reds, and it's gonna sound like Metallica.
I will unfortunately have to stab all of the tires and not have an understanding what happened.
You little Uber.
That's something. So we've got the meetup coming up in Texas. If you guys are in Texas following us, I would love to see you guys. I'd love to meet you. I have a couple friends down there. I think you do too. And if you're not our friends, we'd love to be your friend. So
yeah, we'll be friends. I'll be your dad.
Tag us in your fucking meetups. Tag us in your fucking meetups.
Just tag us in stuff. Whatever.
If you're like, hey, by the way, look at this meat. It's better than the Bearded Vikings. I'd be like, cool. Don't lie to me. Send me a bottle. Right?
Yeah. Or if you see a beardy dude that looks like JT, you should tag him too. See if he chooses violence.
If you see a dead terrorist, feel free to send it to Al too.
Oh, wow.
I said what I said.
That got graphic.
Well, Ahmed, the dead terrorist.
Oh yeah.
The puppet.
Yeah, I got it.
It's like you, but like 200 pounds lighter.
Hey, you're an ass.
I mean, but you only weigh like 215, and your bones have got to weigh at least 15 pounds.
I was looking at it, and it looks like I'm wearing guy liner.
You are Billy Bane.
I know. That's what it looks
or
like.
Billy Zane. Billy Zane.
Zane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it totally
before
looks like
he lost all of his hair.
Right. Yeah. I got a full head of hair.
I know. I'm a hell of a lot jealous. I just have a full head of 5 head.
Yes. 6.
5. 5.5.
Are the fingers going out like this or like this?
Look. 4, 5, and a little bit more to get to that peak.
5.5. Okay.
Okay. So we're rounding. We don't go this way. Who goes this way?
I don't know how you have odd ways of measurement.
No, man. Standard. It's like do you measure from the tip of the tank, the tip to the tank, or do you measure the top of the shaft to the tip?
I don't know. That's a tough one. That's
no, man. You always go all the way underneath, regardless.
Well, it's like, are you taking a picture from the top or underneath? There's a whole lot of ways you can go about this.
You just don't take pictures. The girls don't want to see it. They fucking... Why do guys forget that? Like, there's nothing attractive about a wiener.
Check this out.
Look what I
haven't seen this before.
I bet you haven't. This looks like everything else. It's an anteater of a different color.
It's great.
Great. Stop it.
This devolved.
This is bad. Anyway, all right, man. We gotta wrap up. So, from the Bearded Viking, Mead Vikings, Outlaws, and Cowboys, Boss Graphic Design, and
the Rogue Industries.
Thank you. And the bottom of our heart, reach out to your friends. If you are feeling alone, talk to them. If they don't respond, they're not your friends. Find new friends. You're not alone out there in the world. We love you. I'm JT, or you can call me Viko the Bearded One.
Oh yeah. I'm the Jarl. Stay weird, guys.
Cheers, motherfuckers. Dude, I cannot believe that we fucking devolved that fast. That was crazy to me.
It was really quick, yeah.
That was fucking wild. I mean, it's a thing, right?
Oh, 100%.
Always fucking crazy.
Fucking dicks.